Welcome to What is Life? You thought it.
We'll answer it.
This is your fam Josh.
And it's your boy Cody.
And today's burning question is, what people are talking about in the Aziz article? First off, we want to start off this video saying, if you haven't read the article, we highly suggest you do. We're going to leave the original article in the description below. The article basically reads like, Aziz and this woman, for the purpose of the article, Grace, went on a date. The date escalated where they went back to Aziz's home. They then started to engage into sexual activity or foreplay, and Aziz didn't pick up or failed to pick up on her nonverbal and verbal cues to not escalate. She ended up having a very negative experience, while Aziz was clueless or perplexed on why she felt that way. So the reason why I suggest you read the article is because I think the article is a bit problematic. I don't know if a lot of you guys read a lot of babe articles, but this one put more of the focus on what Aziz is interested in as far as sexual terms, rather than how Grace actually felt and what was going through her head and why this was problematic to her.
And I also think, even though the article was written to be as unbiased as possible, it seemed to lean a bit in the favor that Aziz did the wrong thing and he should have read her cues properly. But as shown multiple times in the article, it did not seem that Grace explicitly told him to stop, which poses the question, how come she just didn't leave?
So we talked to some of our female friends on this topic, and they gave us a few insights. A few of them said, yeah, she could have left. A few of them said that they've also been in this position and they could understand why she said that she was feeling pressured. They also countered with, you need to be able to walk out of those situations. And I think that's where the dichotomy comes from and why a lot of people are having problems with accepting this.
Yes, and I've also heard that she wanted to probably go away from the situation, but she was just so stunned in the moment, and that she wanted to believe that he was a good guy and that would stop from her verbal and nonverbal cues, that she stayed there possibly. And also from our friends, we've heard that in these situations, you think you'll do a certain thing, but when the time actually comes and you're in the heat of the moment, the actions that are conspiring at the moment make it hard to do so.
What seems problematic about this article is that they talk about Aziz's sexual exploits for what seems shock value, where Aziz likes to do it in front of a mirror and he likes to deliver the claw, and he's okay with giving out, or going down. But what we don't see in this article is how Grace felt about those actions. Maybe foreplay was working for her, right? But it's just a certain line that she wanted to cross. Did she feel like she couldn't have that conversation with Aziz?
And it's hard to be a good judge of what actually happened there, because we are only taking what he said and she said. And based on the text messages that we see, Aziz was confused about why she felt a certain way, because Aziz felt that every rejection that she gave, he gave a reasonable response to them, such as not escalating the oral sex or the sex, but toning it down. And because she stayed, he wanted to make her more comfortable with light kissing and touching, and perhaps getting her more comfortable to fulfill his agenda. Whereas she felt that she was giving enough nonverbal and verbal cues for him to stop or to understand what she was truly feeling.
And is that inherently wrong, that he wanted to continue the night with her and continue to make her more comfortable, and then eventually get to the portion of the night where hopefully they can both enjoy, as is quoted from the article? And is it also wrong that she doesn't want to have sex, but she also wants to continue spending time with him? I think a logical person would say the answer to both of these questions is no. That's why I would argue that a big part of relationships is communication, and it cannot be stressed enough. So for early relationships or like old relationships, communication is key. All of this could have been avoided if one of her explanations would have been met with, oh, could you please elaborate? Is there something I can do to make you feel more comfortable?
And I think this incident shows a dysphoria with relationships, not only in the US, but around the world, because we see how communication has broken down in early relationships, and also people have a dysfunction of communicating what they actually want and what they're actually comfortable with.
Is this a man or woman problem?
Or is it a collective problem?
It's definitely both. Men have to work to make women feel more comfortable.
So women can then speak up on what they feel comfortable with. And this also raises the question of personal responsibility. At what point is a person responsible for their own well-being from their own actions? Do they have full control where they can just walk out of a situation anytime or try to alter the situation? Or does it matter who else is in the situation so that they can also do their own part for this own person's well-being?
So I'm going to insert this point here, right? So everyone should have, and hopefully has been taught to, wear condoms every single time. But how many people have gotten to the room and second guessed that choice, right? So personal responsibility in itself is a tricky issue, but it's definitely encouraged that everyone thinks if they find themselves in this situation, that how they should act, and it will be beneficial for all parties involved that we did. And that's the reason why we support the Me Too movement, because it takes away that right to choose for women.
And it's imperative that everybody has a voice to vocalize what they're feeling and thinking. Despite not getting Aziz's point of view of what happened that night, and a deeper dive into Grace's thoughts,
what this video did do right is got us talking about it and you watching this video so we can all learn and be more aware, so we can make relationships a little bit more
respectful.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to get something positive out of this video. If you have another burning question that you want us to discuss, leave it in the comment section below.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. And follow us definitely on Instagram, __islife. We got a new video every Thursday, and we'll catch you guys next week.
It's life.